Good morning, everybody. What's cooking in the WCBI Sunrise Kitchen? First of all, let me introduce you to Beth Serinya. All right, it was like a month or so ago that you came on to talk about Start Schill at MSU, right?
Yes,
you and I got to talking during the commercial break. You told me that you're working on becoming a dietitian.
Yes, sir.
And you completed the schooling process, but now you're going down south, back to Louisiana, where she is from, and you're going to do an internship, basically, right?
For a year.
While we were talking, she's, again, a nutritionist, a dietitian. I said, is there any good, healthy Cajun food? She said, I'm working on that, and I'll come by, and I'll make a healthy jambalaya for us. So get out your note cards and your pens, because what we're going to do is we're going to give you this as a gift here this morning, right?
Right.
All right, and you want to tell everybody about it?
Yeah, so right now it's crawfish season, so you probably have a lot of leftover crawfish, so I'm going to tell you a healthy way that you can prepare that leftover crawfish.
Okay.
So what we're going to start with, we're going to heat some olive oil on this pan, and then we're going to saute what we call is the Holy Trinity. So we start with majority onions.
The Holy Trinity.
Holy Trinity.
And this is a southern Louisiana
yes,
Cajun
sir.
thing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And we need to get some Cajun talking going here. Now, and, your boyfriend is off camera, Austin. And how do I say it tastes good again?
Sauce bon.
Sauce bon. Sauce bon.
And then you want to add in celery, green pepper, and
looks like a garlic clove in there.
yeah,
is that
they
right?
have some garlic in here, and some green onions. So we saute that up a bit. You want to let it sweat and get tender. And once that's done, then we're going to add in the crawfish. And since it's already cooked, we just have to heat it up really quickly.
So when you're cooking this and you say saute, and you said let it sweat.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that term. What does that mean exactly?
So that's, you let it get tender, you let the juices come out, and that's just how I was raised. My grandma always said you want to let the vegetables sweat before you add in everything else.
Austin, you just yell out every once in a while in your best Cajun something that's appropriate. Appropriate.
All right, chef.
All right, what?
Mes
chef. And I guess a lot of folks in, we were talking about it during commercial breaks. We've been having a lot of fun this morning, probably too much fun. But we were talking about how in New Orleans, a lot of folks say, baby. Is that it?
Yeah.
Baby. Anyway, just a little nugget of information for you this morning on this Friday. You go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
get that to sweat a little bit more?
This isn't the pot that I usually use. I usually use the Magnolite pot. And it's
What's a Magnolite pot?
I don't know. It's just my mom always said that's the best pot to cook in. So
okay.
that's what we usually use.
All right.
But yeah, so you let that cook down, and then we add in, I have some shrimp and some crawfish that we had a crawfish boil this past weekend. So that's what that's from.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So you're saying this is going to be a healthy alternative. So far, everything's good for you, right?
Right.
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity is just vegetables, and then you have the seasonings from the crawfish and the shrimp, so you don't really need to add extra seasonings to it.
Yeah, a lot of times I think, when I think of Cajun food, I always think of spicy. But this you can make, you can let people spice it up as they would like, right?
Right. So I make my own Cajun seasoning, and instead of using salt, I just use garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, cayenne pepper, but just a little bit. You don't want to use too much because that stuff could get spicy.
Yeah.
And then some black pepper. And you just mix it up. And so after this is done, then I will transfer it to a larger pot that has the quinoa. So jambalaya usually has rice, and quinoa is a better substitute for rice. It's higher in fiber and higher in protein. And
how do I pronounce it? It's spelled Q-U-I-N-O-A.
And it's pronounced quinoa.
Quinoa.
Right.
Oh, if you can get a load of that. And then you've got some other stuff. You've got some, is that chicken broth over here?
Yeah, well, vegetable broth or chicken broth. So you put the quinoa in it, and you let that cook for about 2 minutes, and then you add in the water and chicken broth or vegetable broth. I like to use vegetable broth. And then you add a couple dashes of hot sauce. I like hot sauce, but you can use Louisiana hot sauce. And then some Worcestershire sauce and some Baileys.
And the most important part, this is the finished product. I don't know if you can see it real well, but this is the finished product. We're going to give it a taste test I'm going to take some over to Renee and Jacob. Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you, Austin, off camera, for being with us. And what again? I say again?
Sauce bon.
Sauce bon.
Let's eat. Allez manger.
Allez
Allez
manger.
manger. We're going to do that. More sunrise after this. Thank you so much.